What's happening, everybody? A few things before we get started. First thing, we've got some Spasmatics dates with my friend Leonard Feingold and our guest's friend Louis Worthington. On Friday, February 19th, the Spasmatics will be at Stoney's Rocking Rodeo in Sacramento. On Saturday the 20th, Spasmatics will be at Dan's in Walnut Creek. And on Friday the 26th of February, Spasmatics will be at Red Hawk Casino in Placerville. Our guest, Scott Clay's band, Sugar Daddy, will be at Britannia Arms, Almaden in San Jose on March 26th. You can find that band at sugardaddy.com, SUGADADYBAND.com, and also you can check out Scott on his website, scottclay.com, spelled like it sounds. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/TSFnS, for all information about the show. You can also visit me at my website, jeffkalmbach.com. That's JEFFKALMBACH. I'm also at Jeff Kalmbach on Twitter and at Jamback on Instagram. We also have 2 Spotify playlists, one called This Song Fucking Sucks, which is all the songs we've been covering in the show, and one called This Song Fucking Jams, a pleasant alternative, which is the music that we picked out for that segment every week. And also, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes or wherever you get all of your podcast needs. So please, baby, try and use me for what I'm good for. It ain't saying goodbye that's knocking down the door of your candy store. We listened to Game of Love by Santana and Michelle Branch. This song fucking sucks. Today, my guest is Scott Clay, the unbelievable bassist, the great talent of 6 strings.
Oh, boy.
The horrible at taking compliments.
Well, I'm just analyzing that, 6 strings thing, it's like saying big truck or whatever tool or thing somebody might have. It's, oh, mine's bigger or there's more of it. I have something that's got a lot of stuff on it.
Yes, you do. But that's why you're here, because you pretty much, you take a deep look at everything,
Right.
which is what I love about you.
Right.
You play with my good friend Leonard Feingold.
That's right.
And Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, Sugar Daddy, you're right.
So today,
Yeah.
we're giving a listen to Santana with Michelle Branch's The Game of Love. Oh, how I've been waiting for long 14 years to do this.
Is that song 14 years old?
It's 14 years old. It would be an annoying teenager right now if it were a person.
Yeah, well, where were we all at 14 years ago?
So I had just graduated college, and I was working at a hardware store in Brookline, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And I remember hearing it then and wanting to just take the shitty gas station coffee I was drinking and just, pour it in my eye. Just horrible things like that. Oh, how I wanted to die at the sound of this oral abortion.
That's a great way to describe this song. Now, when you heard this song, did you already hear what was that hit song? It was I feel like, I could be wrong, that this is in a way the follow-up.
Yeah.
To help me, everyone's
the Matchbox 20 guy
Matchbox 20 guy one.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth.
That one. That to me was obviously the flagship of the
that was
album.
the first one. Now, that's a different record. So this
is it?
Right. This is from Shaman, which is the second record by the reincarnated career of Carlos Santana.
Gotcha.
Carlos Santana Mark II.
Okay,
right?
You know what? And I'm glad that I'm walking into this critique with my ignorance on full blown display here.
Oh, we're all about ignorance
yes,
here.
But
it's a major part of the show.
You know what? I bet you most people don't even know that. I think
Nah,
it's
whatever.
already educational, so good.
I don't give a shit about education as long as it's entertaining.
Right.
I want it edutainable.
Right. Well, I mean, somebody could look at the title of this podcast and draw that conclusion, I'm sure.
I've got low expectations.
Yeah.
So that's an important point, though, that this is already, we've had this resurgence of Santanitude, so he's riding that wave again. It's like, yeah, we're back on top, and it's like, oh, we're taking all these pop people, and we're throwing them on these tracks, and isn't it wonderful?
Yes.
And it's really a lot of things. I remember thinking a lot of things at this time. But first of all, I just got out of college. And in those 4 years I was in college, I was in this musical bubble, where
Right.
I had virtually no idea what was going on musically in the world around me. I was like deep in, my music school stuff, kind of like,
Right.
Nose and Charlie Parker and stuff like that.
A lot of musicians that are listening to you right now, I bet you have the same story.
Musicians
I
don't
feel
listen
like
to
it.
me.
Right. Sure they do. How about just even music enthusiasts? Let's put it that way. I know a lot of people that, especially in that time of your life, for some people it's maybe at different times, but I think for a lot of people at that college age kind of formulate or I guess get into what you say is a bubble and start really figuring out what they like, especially on deeper levels when it comes to music, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think I was so involved in just school and being there and only doing that I wasn't walking around like in real life. There's radio, there's source music at the store, and there's all this stuff. You kind of get bombarded with it whether you like it or not.
That's right.
All that kind of thing. At this point, I get a lot of music from students who come in. I'm into this. I'm
Right.
into that.
Yeah.
They're kind of my lifeline to reality.
Right.
As far as popular music. But I just didn't have that. And then I remember somebody mentioning, it was the end of my first year, so 99-ish, which is, I guess, when that first, like, Smooth and Maria and all that kind of stuff started happening.
Yes.
A guy was saying to me that he had talked to some girl who's like, have you heard of the Santana guy? He's new. He's pretty good. And, like, we were all just mortified by that. Like, oh,
Right.
my God.
Right.
I'm going to straight murder you.
Right, because your last recollection of Santana was probably in his other heyday, right?
Right.
You're thinking of like
Woodstock.
Woodstock when
Yeah.
he's killing it,
Soul,
right?
Soul Survivor? Soul Sacrifice. Soul Sacrifice.
Soul Sacrifice.
And that's the thing. And Oye Como Va and all the stuff you hear on classic rock radio. So thinking back to that, I love a lot of that material. To me, it's always been so much about the band.
Totally. Killers. Always
It's-
had Killers.
it's
Still
the
does.
band. Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. All the people on these records, even
Right.
these
Right.
recent records, I mean, they're spectacular musicians. But, like that Soul Sacrifice thing, it's about that drummer who's like 17 or something or whatever, and he's just destroying,
Yeah.
and not quite as much about the man. I mean, he's there, he's got his cool, like, I love the SG, he's got his cool goatee and everything, and band leaderdom, Neil Sean coming out of there, all that stuff, but it's always, it's the songs and it's the band, I've never been like, oh, his playing. Yes.
Right. It was always predicated on more of the idea to do something that is at least pointing to musicianship. That, in its nature, Santana early on was more of, a little something for the musicians, right? A little something for people that would listen to a guitar solo or listen to, something organic. Because even at the time, there was a lot of, I guess, industrial money making.
Sure. Which there always is.
Yes, yeah, and
There always is.
it still is a whole lot about that. But at least it was something that captured some musicians as far as the listenership, I suppose. Right?
And I think from his playing standpoint, it was always like, well, he's got good tone. I don't know.
Well, we were talking a couple weeks ago about Mike Stern, John Scofield, and Pat Metheny.
Right.
So with that point of reference, I mean, people should understand your hesitancy when it comes to talking about the and I hate to say this, the capabilities.
Yes,
because
there's that.
Those are all subjective. Capability is subjective because right when you say tone,
I'm trying to compliment Sandwich the guy before I say that he's just kind of like
right.
Nah.
Right.
Like it's like it's tough because he is a legend.
Right.
But come on, man, you could do better. That's what I always say whenever I hear
as a human race when it comes to who do we want to represent us as far as guitar player. And
yes,
unfortunately,
at least with him.
And unfortunately, with the way it works is the perception of it versus the reality of it. And in this case, the perception of how good Carlos Santana is versus
which is high.
Actually, how good is he when it comes to,
which is
especially somebody like you who's graduated from Berklee School of Music, and there are a lot of musical facts that you need to be able to, I guess, address and navigate, especially when it comes to, say, jazz or something like that. I don't know if this is a good time or not to do this disclaimer, but I feel like I have to early on, and that is the first thing people are going to think initially is, well, who are you guys? Who are you to even,
Indeed.
What have you done, and how good are you? So right when we start to criticize somebody's playing, the first thing I would want to do, and the first thing your average YouTube commenter would do would be to just listen to everything you've done and say, "Wow, everything you've done is absolute dog shit."
But at least you're listening to it. I can get a couple of shekels from that.
There you go. So now this whole idea of the podcast.
Yes. Tell me my philosophies, because I'm still searching for one.
Okay, you know what, man? It's even though it is the day and age of criticism, it is where everybody can say whatever they want about everybody else, and there's tons of haters out there, and we're in a hater culture, and in a way, this is kind of the
hater nation,
an embodiment of that exact culture, and even though it may be in some ways spearheading somebody who hates and criticizes someone else's art, having done relatively nothing themselves. I'm speaking about myself. I think it's just a guilty pleasure, man.
That's what it comes down to. It's just fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And hey, if you guys want to make fun of my music, please do.
There it is.
At least someone's hearing it.
Green light, people.
Absolutely. Yep. If you guys want, and actually, here's the thing: is I am hoping for the day that I get those nasty comments, because that gives me a whole nother segment to bring onto the show where I get to read them, which will be just great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
But that's the fun of it. We do it anyway.
We do it anyway, and everyone does it. Right?
Everyone does it.
Being honest.
We have opinions.
We're just being honest, and you said, okay, you're saying opinions, and then. People that are listening to this, how do you go about selecting a song?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
And that was my question until I asked you that question, and then you sent me a list of songs, and then I looked at those songs and I go, oh, well, that's just all true.
There you go.
I get it. I get it. And even though there are great things about every single one of these songs, this is honestly from I guess a musician's perspective, I suppose. I think as a community, the NAMM show's going on this weekend, and if you were to take everyone there, which mostly are all musicians, they would look at this list, and they go, "Yep." They would probably go, "Yeah, that all sucks."
Except for the people who worked on it, who are there, I'm sure. Although some of them might also be like, whatever, I got to check, fuck it.
I would say especially them in a lot of cases. Right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's garbage.
Right. Oh, yeah, that sucks. I
rode that garbage all the way to the fucking bank.
That's right, I got a swimming pool out of it.
Who's the sucker now?
Yeah.
Enjoy your podcast, dicks.
Yeah.
That is fair. That is absolutely fair. And I am more than... Carlos, I'll be in your band.
Oh, heck yeah.
and he would destroy me. He would just punch me in the nose. Just for mentioning that. But, you know, yes, there is a certain amount of musician guilt. Like, I feel like I gotta give some credit. Then again, why? So, let's start talking about the song.
Yeah, let's get
Because let's
into it.
face it, like, coming from, you know, the old stuff and liking the old stuff for the most part, I mean, I kind of am sick of Oye Como Va, and it's kind of like a bunch of those have become, what's the other one?
Black Magic Woman.
Black Magic Woman. See, that one is kind of put in this special category that
It is.
I kind of had thought about for the show because there are a bunch of songs in this category that I hate. And that's kind of there, but it's not the song's fault that I hate it. And so I feel like I shouldn't do it on the show. So, for example, your Mustang Sallies, your Brown Eyed Girls.
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Brown Eyed Girl.
Yeah.
Canon in D is on there. But they're not appropriate for the show because it's not the show that I hate. It's the fucking mustache rocker old dudes butchering them in just horrible, horrible bands.
That is exactly it as far as why I think a lot of people are going to resonate with us choosing Game of Love is because on the surface, the song isn't super offensive. Yeah, it's got two little chords that go back and forth, and you know that's it. You know, and it's in it. But what we don't like are the people that like it.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so what
That's
happened?
an interesting point too. I think the fans of this material.
There's material, not Santana fans.
Yeah, not real Santana fans.
Yeah, let me
of this
not
material
real Santana.
of Santana Mark II.
Yeah, how about
with Michelle Branch?
The person that would declare Santana the greatest guitar player there ever. That's just the best, man. This is the dude. There is no other guitar player. And then
it's the only guitar player I know.
They liked it because it's the only guitar player I know.
Until John Mayer.
Until John Mayer.
Here's what I'm picturing is like the soccer mom who's guzzling Chardonnay and like doing Kegel exercises or something. Just being a cunt. Being cunty in her cuntiness.
Yeah. That would be... I think you hit the nail on the head more than I did.
But 10 years ago. So now she's like much older. But just like, oh, I got to take Dylan and Connor to their soccer lessons or something, you know?
Right.
Soccer lessons? I don't know.
Game of Love going in the background.
I'm an independent lady. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me how to live.
Oh, man.
I've got my game of love, and I'm a trophy wife, and I'm going to take pills and drink all the Chardonnay I want.
Yeah, I would say the Game of Love fan, in your case, the person I'm picturing now, you're right. Oh, I guess she could be a trophy wife.
Here's some of the things that I have issue with. Apparently, this song was supposed to be Tina Turner singing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Which, first of all, already it's a better song.
Yeah. So
And
it was written by some...
I have no idea who wrote it. That I don't know.
Okay, so it was an Illuminati song. So in other words...
Right.
You know,
Somebody,
just the powers that be, you know, hired producers, hired songwriters, hired this, hired that.
Yeah, Greg Alexander and Rick Knowles, who I'm sure are very, very, very famous. Mm-hmm. By the way, this won Grammy for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. Ooh. But so she actually recorded it, so it's out there. We can find it, but we don't have to. And then she didn't want to do the video or something.
What now? Was Tina Turner collaborating with Santana? Is Santana on that too? The original?
Yeah, it's the same track, but with Tina Turner on it.
Huh.
And then I guess she didn't want to be in the video, was the story I read on Wiki, which of course is always right. But and then I guess she didn't want to be in the video, is the story it says, and so you know they're like, well, get the fuck out.
Yeah, she didn't want to be in that video, huh? That video where they threw a pantyhose over the lens of the camera. I don't know. Now, here's the thing: is maybe they probably didn't, but I'm just saying that's the impression I got when I watched that thing last night, with the sparks flying in the background, and then all that incessant, grotesque making out. I don't. Did you watch that video?
I'm looking at a still from it right now.
If you watch that
gross
video,
making out,
yeah, the whole thing is just a bunch of random couples just like shoving their tongues down each other's throats. And imagine the environment of the making of that video.
It's just wet mouth sounds.
Cut. Yeah, wet mouth sounds. Yeah, over the course of a couple of days, maybe, where like, hey, I'm in a Santana video. Oh, okay. Yeah, good job. You made it to the top. Now, 50 takes of making out with somebody you don't know.
Some stranger, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the video. It's a bunch of people making out randomly.
Yeah, so to get Michelle Branch, and I don't know, there's a popularity thing or whatever, but she just, it's not like she mumbles. She like swallows words.
Yes.
She kind of mumbles, kind of just.
Yeah.
One Cass. She says kiss like Cass.
Yes.
She does, and she'll there's this line, cold sunshine set on this cold and lonely sea, and she's like,
yeah.
And I think some of it is like, she's just like, oh, those words aren't very good. I'm just going to kind of mumble my way through them. And
right.
That will probably improve them, which I think actually worked on some occasions. Sure. I'm like, I don't know what that word is. And then now that I do, it's like, oh, I wish I didn't, you know?
It's change your mind midway through.
Yeah.
I think you encapsulated what I was missing. The part that stuck out to me was, how about this? Let's start with the vocal fry.
Oh yeah.
Because right now I'm crying outside the door of your candy store. There's that. Yeah, there's
really
that
early
Britney Spears.
Oh.
Yeah, that. Yeah, I think that was when it was cool to do that before not a lot of people really caught on to that. I'm sure that was before the term vocal fry.
Definitely.
And I think people are a little bit more cognizant of that now.
She has a little bit of the like Kermit the Frog too.
Yes. Yes, especially at the end of Love. The game of love. Kermit the Frog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just part of her. So she's just kind of mutilating the words.
Yes.
You know? And it's interesting how sometimes you get a singer who they put all the stuff on the words and it makes them sound interesting. She makes them sound annoying. It's like you've taken already stupid lyrics and made them now stupid and annoying.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you
for doing me that favor.
Thank you for
now
that.
you're fucking annoying.
Thank you for that potent mix.
Yes. I kind of want to punch her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not nice, but I kind of do.
And if I wonder what sound she'd make. Like she'd go, oh, just like I spelled love, LOOHHUURRRR.
Yes.
Game of lore.
Kiss was spelled with an A, Kass, Cass, ass with a Cass. Yeah, it's kind of like Valley Girl-ish.
Yeah,
stuff.
even if, hey, man, imagine like, you're gonna get to first base, and then the girl you're with goes, "Give me a cow."
And then
cancel.
tentacles fly out of her face.
Oh no.
Yeah, and when we get to the chorus and like, now we're up to bat, which is a really actually important lyric. Just because of the way it's set up.
Let's talk about that first lyric of the chorus.
It's the fourth line.
Oh.
Right, fourth line. Now we're up to bat.
Oh, now we're... Oh, okay. I thought you
meant
you were talking to me. I thought you meant you were actually using that phrase in real life. But
yeah, I don't use any sports references. I do not understand them.
Yeah, okay.
But this is key. A couple of things with this. First thing is...
Okay.
This is the first, I think, only reference in here... to the metaphor, game of love. The game of love. It's a game. And I like the idea of extending the metaphor. If you have this whole song is about the game of love, let's talk about a game somewhere? Maybe? I don't know.
Sure,
it's just a thought.
I get it.
I mean, that kind of like... How many cool ideas could you come up with that?
Right, because right when you make that, you allude to that it is a game or a sport.
Right.
Oh, then what?
Sport is a game.
What are the rules?
I'll take that.
What,
rules?
when the ball crosses
oh my
the
God,
line.
we're already writing more lyrics than they did here.
Oh, man.
And this is the only one. We're up to bat. That's the only one I can really think of. They keep going back to the candy store thing, which is a whole nother fucking story.
Right.
Which I think they're kind of trying to think about. They're kind of going, well, maybe you buy games at the candy store. But I think I'm putting already way more thought into it than they ever did.
Oh, yeah.
But now we're up to bat. That's the only time I can see on here where it refers to some sort of game. So it's like, good, you showed up. There's like lowest possible thing you can do along with that. Mm-hmm. But I never knew she said that because she just like, now we're up to bat. Just
in fact,
trails off on that line.
The first time I ever looked at the lyrics was when you put them down here, right here in front of my face. And I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, you know, and here's the thing with it is I think, again, that she's looked at that and went, oh, God, that's stupid. I'll just kind of, we're up to...
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to do vowels my way.
Yeah. And I'm going to skip the consonants and we're just, you know? And then the same thing with the next line, a little bit of laughs, which is, first of all, kind of dumb. That sounds like a shitty comedy club in, like, Peoria. A little bit of laughs.
Yeah.
Jim Brewer all weekend at a little bit of laughs.
Yeah, I think a little bit of laughs, I just kind of go, ha, 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 ha. It's like that Krusty the Clown. At the end of it. Hey. A little bit.
That is the story of my life right there in that one sound.
Right.
I always thought she was saying life.
Instead of laughs?
Because she doesn't say laughs. And it's like, both lines are stupid. A little bit of life doesn't make any sense either.
Well, maybe in this song it does. A little bit of life, little bit, and then not so much.
A lot of disappointment.
Right.
Oh, and every time she does this, there's this little thing, you know, so please tell me why don't you come around no more?
Right.
First of all, it's like a drunk dude. It's like a dude on Quaaludes or something. But it's an interesting point here from just, let's go into like deep songwriting dissection mode for a second. Mm-hmm. There's not enough syllables in that line to make sense. I noticed that this last listen is like, it's a syllable short. So she has to take more and turn it into 2 syllables. Which sounds stupid. What?
On why?
On more.
On more whore.
No more. She has to turn that into 2 syllables because it doesn't make sense if she just did no more.
Yeah, you just got to double down on that O.
And it sounds stupid. It's just like that's just laziness.
Yeah.
You know? See, that's one of the things where I feel like here in this show, there is some mission to improve the world of songwriting. Just don't be lazy.
Right.
If there's something where it's like, this isn't working, don't just fucking gloss. Don't paint over it.
Right.
Fucking fix it, dude.
Try a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Which brings me back, I don't know if you finished out this chorus critique or not.
Oh, no. We can go back and forth. I don't give a shit.
Let's take just one step back. In fact, let's take a lot of steps back to the very first line.
Yeah.
And right when you brought up laziness, I thought about this.
Yeah.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah. Oh, that's bullshit.
Okay. All right, hang on. Okay, I understand that you can get more specific later as far as what is this and what is that. Because she talks about a little bit of laughs. Okay. And a little bit of pain. But just that phrase is bothersome to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I have some Hawaiian friends. They'll say, "Oh, he did this and that," you know, and it's just a filler. That's part of a filler.
It is.
You know what I mean? This and that is almost like saying what is a popular phrase nowadays. You know me, I'm a big MMA fan, and for some reason in that community especially, one of the common phrases they use a lot, "It is what it is."
Oh, I hate that one.
Thanks, Plato. You know, I didn't know that it is what it is.
Is that what it is?
Something else. Right. I thought it was something specific.
I thought it is what it is not, but apparently it is what it is.
Wow. You know.
Now that I'm being told.
It is what it is. Oh, okay. So then the universe doesn't exist.
It does not.
All right.
It's
an
illusion.
Is what it is. Don't say what. Don't.
I hate that
go
because
past that.
To me that is so much the just like giving up and just accepting failure.
Yes.
Accepting your poor fate and going, well, I could do something about it, but instead, I won't.
Yeah, I won't.
How about that?
I'll do something about it. In fact, I'll do a little of this and a little of that. It is what it is.
Well,
it's just, you're going to fill your whole, that's just
we're
a
up to bat.
filibuster. It's almost
It
like
is.
I'm
It's
gonna
just
sit down and write a song, and the lyrics are I'm sitting here writing a song. That's the lyric. Those okay.
I have several songs that start that way.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, but you have another point. One of the things I find myself starting, just starting those lyrics. You just start writing whatever, and you'll start putting sitting here. Like, wait a minute, that's not something. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Sitting here, sitting,
Right.
thinking.
Right.
No,
Wow, how
no,
deep.
no. And here's the thing: is it is useful in the sense that it does take up space,
Sure does.
but it's holding valuable real estate that you could use.
That's right.
For something that actually works towards your goal,
Yes.
which in our case is talking about this game of love.
Right.
Which is apparently a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Right.
Now, here's another thing, is also you talk about how, I like how you mentioned how in the first kind of stanza of the chorus, they're really non-specific, and then the second stanza, a little bit of laughs, a little bit of pain, and it's like, oh, that's cool. But from a structure perspective, I feel like the specificity should be in that chorus.
As far as the game of love itself.
As far as, like, you're all in the same section, but you're kind of specifying as you're moving down, I would prefer they be in separate sections, right? If you've got a vague verse, you can make a specific chorus.
Sure.
Right?
Okay, I follow.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Or the other way around. I like the idea. I think probably more common to have this verses storytelling, choruses summing up your summation, right?
Yeah.
And so somewhat, less specific, but still it should be umbrella statements that cover the story portion of the song.
Right. I'm just laughing, man, because whoever wrote these lyrics, they have no idea what you're talking about right now. I think they
probably do, but they're just like, fuck this shit. I don't care. I'm not going to do that.
You got those two chords, I'll give you this. They're just hearing those two chords and, okay, what rhymes? That rhymes. We got till tomorrow to get this thing done.
All right.
That's
Kiss, bat. Laughs, pain, babe, love. What?
Oh, the
fuck?
rhyming scheme.
Yes. This, that, kiss, bat. Okay. It's bullshit, but it's okay. I mean,
that, kiss, bat sounds to me like you didn't really bother even getting that rhyming dictionary, did you?
No. No, they took out the...
That's kind of the Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, they took out the napkin at the strip club they were at and just started jotting down what rhymes with this. Quick, this. What rhymes with this?
Bat. Cat. Hat.
Yes, this, that. At least kiss has meaning. Kiss, I'm behind that word. I'm behind it. It's not great.
Hey, write a song called "Game of Love." Go. Kiss is going to be in there. Good.
It
job.
has to be.
Gotcha.
It has to be.
Right.
Especially with that video with the wet mouth sounds.
That's the first thing I thought of.
And so, and I like that it is the second of the rhyme, so that it kind of is making a resolution, and it's like, oh yeah, I get it. That makes sense. And bat also. Again, one of the only words in this goddamn piece of shit that refers to the title, the game,
right.
the goddamn fucking game that we all forgot about. And then why is it the second stanza doesn't do shit? Laughs, babe, like fuck you. That does not rhyme. I guess pain, babe. I don't know. It's possible that they purposefully did that. Probably not. Love is a hard rhyme, actually. That's the thing. Is like,
oh, you're right.
Love is a really tough rhyme, and it's Dove. Fuck you.
That's the only one I thought of, man.
I know.
Dove. And I'm sure anybody listening to this,
you can't end.
Oh yeah, Dove. Okay, keep
tough.
going.
Yeah. And so that's part of they by calling the song "Game of Love," they kind of painted themselves in that corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's just a little of this and a little bit of that.
And that's what it is.
There it is.
So, shall we go back to the candy store? Because that freaks me the fuck out. I'm just not a fan of this whole candy store thing.
Yeah, candy store is now creepy, I think, in today's
Good.
age.
Yeah, because I'm creeped out by it and have been the whole time.
Yeah, candy store, clowns.
Yeah. Yeah, it just has this,
That
like...
category.
Yeah.
Where it used to be innocent, and now not really.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like John Wayne Gacy to me, you know? Like, I picture, like, Michelle Branch, like, waiting, like, lecherously watching children, like,
Yeah.
I will get you, my pretties.
Yeah, and
you know?
the lyrics are knocking down the door of your candy store.
That's just so... Then it's like...
That's why we have police.
Are you calling his dick the candy store?
Yes.
Because it's something you want to suck on?
Yeah, I'd say. I think that's
See, like,
exactly,
that's when you get that whole line in there, it's like, yeah, I'm going to knock down the door of your candy store.
Well, that'd have to be because, now it started with a kiss. Now we're up to bat. Now, even though that's in the wrong order of the whole baseball first base, second base analogy, later on down the road, we have the candy store.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
And we're back to being in order again.
Deep throat in your candy store. She's crying outside the candy store, outside the door of the candy store.
Yeah, candy store could be his bank account.
This is true.
Right.
This is true.
That too.
Yeah, it comes back to our trophy wives theory.
That's the game.
That's the game. The game of
Right.
love, in quotes, which is really just money and substance and things.
Well, if you had a problem with me taking all half your belongings, you shouldn't have played the game.
The game of love. Because I'm crying outside the door of a candy store. At least it rhymes with more, I guess. Which I couldn't even tell she was saying more, so whatever. Oh, God damn it. And then at the end, the third verse, they're like, you know what? We're going to update this little part. Instead of candy store, this time it's your loving store. Your loving store.
The third verse is, so please tell me why you don't come around no more.
Right.
Because right now,
I'm dying outside the door of your loving store.
Yeah. Go ahead and die then. Cool.
Fucking die.
It's going to happen anyway.
You're going to do it already.
Yeah. Might as well die outside of my loving store.
I got a loving store for you.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's so creepy. It's fucking creepy, your loving store. That sounds like some bad, like, high school come on line. Hey, baby, you want to come on to my loving store?
Yeah.
I got a store full of loving for you.
Store full of loving for you. Come on in. It's on sale, half price. And then when you come, you lock up, right, at the end of the night, you set that alarm and walk outside, and she's dead. Outside. What the hell?
Yes, please.
She died
She died outside the door of my loving store.
That's right.
I love that you said the half price thing because I was about to say the exact thing. I'm cutting coupons for this loving store.
Yeah.
My loving's half off, baby. It's fucking creepy, dude.
Oh, move on down the line. What do we got here? It's roll me.
Oh,
Control
God.
me.
What is this fucking bridge? Fuck you.
I know you've been putting on a few pounds lately, but god dang.
You roll me. You roll me? You roll me. Okay, what could that mean?
Give me the best explanation. Let's play devil's advocate.
Okay,
yes. Our own self.
Shall we?
Roll me?
You roll me. Here's one.
What's the best?
Possible definition one,
All right, go.
right? Is you give me E. Right?
E. Oh.
Right, ecstasy.
All right.
Right? Because
educate me.
if you're on ecstasy, you're finger quotes rolling.
I see. Oh,
Okay.
That's what rolling means, because you can't say if you say I'm rolling, that means you're on E.
Yes.
And that's drugs specifically.
I feel like maybe they don't say that anymore.
Okay.
It's kind of old. I don't know. I don't hang out with people who do E anymore, so
Yeah,
maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
that's the drug lingo. You got to stay one step ahead of the man.
Yeah.
Got to come up with another way of saying everything.
Yeah, that's always been a pretty stupid one. So, by the way, a little side note: I hate it when people say "eat pills." Oh, I ate some pills.
Yeah.
That's weird. You don't. Well, you chew them up. You don't chew them up. You swallow them.
just
You
say
swallow-
you're trying to-
I took a pill.
Either say I took a pill or I'm trying to sound cool. One of those things you have to say.
You don't. Anyway, so
Anyway,
I digress. But you roll me, or the only other thing I think of is like I don't know, you throw her on her side and push her down a hill.
she's asking for violence. Roll me. Yeah, I got rolled up. I mean, when you roll somebody, I mean, that means you whoop their ass.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's expecting domestic violence. Well, like,
Yes.
you roll me. You control me.
Yeah, from the guy on the front porch in the plastic chair facing traffic, he'll roll you.
And you control me.
Control me.
Right. Like, you run my life, you know? You control me. You beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
You manipulate me.
Right.
But when I start, fucking blubbering, you console me. So it's this kind of relationship of...
I would like to control you, Miss Singer of this song.
Michelle?
Yeah, because first thing we'll do is work on not saying love. Thanks for putting me in charge.
What would happen if somebody actually said that like that?
Do you love me?
I do. I larve you. I larve you more than words could ever say. Let's return back from Devil's Advocate and go more to what really happened on this bridge. They just fucking copped out. They did. This is a pretty typical lyrical move. It's like, oh, we'll just do a string of rhyming things.
Well, because your brain can't handle a few more chords other than the two you've been hearing.
That's right.
So we're gonna back off a little bit on your what we're demanding on your processor there.
And just let's just hit them with all E's. Let's have a list of all E's. How many all E's can we think of? Roll me, control me, console me, hold me, troll keys, pole tea, whole cheese, and that's whole with an H, like whole cheese, like Swiss.
Yeah,
cheese with holes in it, or cheese that you put into holes. Cheese you shove up your ass. This is my whole cheese.
Oh man, that sounds so vile. I think you came up with a new, some new terminology there. For
yeah. Well, I have Michelle Brown. She say fold skis, right? Foldable skis.
You are so far past this team of writers. I think.
Sold peas, like I like a farmer's market. I sell peas. I sold peas. Mm-hmm. Old. Grease. Old grease. Does grease really go old, really, though? I mean,
No.
Is 30-year-old grease any less greasy than...
No, you were telling me about that restaurant that has the same grease it did 100 years ago or something like that.
Yes, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
That is not good. And then they go into... So they leave the Olies into guide me, divide me, into... What?
Yeah, that's the lyric, folks. It says after the whole ordeal, we have please hold me, you guide me, divide me, and then the lyric is into what?
So, two things. One thing.
Hang on. Yeah, go ahead.
You're the fucking songwriter. You tell me into what. Why is it up to me? I don't want to do the fucking work here. Yeah. You wrote the song. If I were writing my song, I want the fucking residuals.
All right.
I don't have the statue on my fucking place where I put statues. You do.
Unless when Michelle's recording this, that wasn't on the lyrics, and then she's actually.
It may have said in the butt.
Right.
So that would make more sense to me.
That's the whole I need to be dominated thing at the end.
Michelle Branch wants to be dominated.
Me.
I think, Scott, we're really starting to get at the heart of this song, the real meaning. This is about, this is like 50 Shades of Grey, right?
There's
here.
a lot of Freudian
domination,
right?
Abuse. Yeah. It's a very serious and troubling relationship.
Yeah.
But when she says divide me, that makes me think of when dude said oh yeah, I split her open. You know what I mean? That's
it certainly is not a very dominating thing to say. It's not a very confident thing to say. Not a very assertive thing for a fine woman in control of herself to say.
That's a great point, though.
Do me a favor and divide me.
It's it's very I want someone to be domineering and it's sexist.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think there's another word for it.
She's submissive?
Yeah, submissive.
Make me less of what I am. Divide me.
So please, baby, try and use me for what I'm good for. That's second verse. Use me for what I'm good for. Holy shit. this girl has no fucking self-respect, right? I'm only good
Right.
to fucking ride your cock.
Right.
After that, I am just garbage.
Right.
How horrible is this? And like she's singing this in earnest, like, what?
Yeah.
Use me for what I'm good for, because it's not thinking. I am basically your cum rag.
Right.
I am a receptacle for your nasty fucking seed.
Yeah.
So
well,
fucking get on it.
Yeah, that's and there we have the sport or the game, if you will, of love. That's how you participate in it.
That's how you put. You just
does.
use someone and you just throw them out like a dirty handkerchief
Yeah. Yeah.
outside your fucking loving store.
I think she's really tapping into some primal stuff there as far as when it comes to a relationship. I think when the intimacies, if I may give songwriters like this some credit. And I don't, not that she wrote the song, but we all kind of like get back to the basics, if you will. I think with this whole thing, just a woman being submissive and letting a man do what he will. I think it's perfectly acceptable to kind of explore that avenue. I think, if I'm just giving her leeway, I suppose, or giving them, the songwriters, producers, leeway, and the fans, hey, perfectly fine to go down that road and make a song about it. I guess.
But I feel like they're just. I feel like, first of all, it's inadvertent.
Yeah.
And it's more from just like, that sounds right. That'll fit there.
That's it. That's really what it is.
And I don't think it goes with the color of the song, with the vibe and the feeling of the song, right? The music. It's like, if this were like a really dark and sad, a quiet Nine Inch Nails song with just piano and tons of reverb.
Yeah, okay. I follow you.
That kind of style of song, that would be good for that. For that kind of thing. This is just like, we crapped out some lyrics.
Yeah,
Here you go.
Yeah, this is just going, this is blowing right past most of the, even the hardcore fans of this song.
Now, okay, so let's get down to Carlos and what some of the things he's adding here. So first of all,
Here we go.
He's feeling his way through it. He's got his little intro of those cymbal swells are so fucking cheesy in the beginning. It's just like that shit. It's just that is like bar chimes. That is like fucking straight up just schmaltzy, like adult contempo, make out music kind of sounds.
Right. Yeah.
This guitar just sounds like it has a cold or something. It's just all like these muddy mids and bleh.
I think a lot of that, I noticed, this could just be my ear and the fact that I'm fighting off a little bit of a cold. But does this song sound like a little overproduced as far as the compression?
Absolutely.
In the beginning, it sounds like that to me.
Yeah.
And everything's
so slick and squashed.
Everything's smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All these songs are. That's pretty much like, that's a requirement to be on this show. Like, it's like every song. It's like, that's what producers do to go, like, that makes it good, right? It's good now. We
turn it up more.
We crushed it.
Yeah.
It can't be any more fucking squashed.
Right.
And I feel like his guitar sounds like a peanut butter sandwich. It's all kind of like sticky and muddy and gooey, and it's just like mud butt, And it's like, wow, that's what a fucking $10,000 guitar sounds like.
Yeah, I hear.
We've kind of made mention of Paul Reed Smith in the past in our show about Creed.
That guy plays a Paul Reed Smith.
He does.
Yeah. They already sound like, when you, my opinion, whatever, on the guitar.
Do it.
All right. They sound already. It's already produced.
Yes.
There's a natural compression on those things.
There is. They have this very cold and sterile and corporate vibe to them.
Yeah.
They sound corporate.
They sound corporate. Yeah, everything, like when you're talking about the guitar tone and the Paul Reed Smith, and even the kind of people that buy Paul Reed Smith, nothing against people that own Paul Reed Smith.
Keep your money.
But, it matches even the visual, I think, of the production of the video.
They are very pretty.
Yeah,
They're very pretty. And they're very well made.
Yeah.
They're very well made. They're very expensive.
Yeah.
At least unless you get an SE model. Now they're kind of realizing, hey, we can make a ton of money if we make them cheap and
And
Guitar Center.
again, the instrument is just a part of a chain of events, chain of variables that
Douchebaggery.
that go into a and result.
Yeah, it's the Guitar Center special.
Right.
To me,
right.
it's like I'll take the PRS. I'll take just like first thing on the rack that you have. That's expensive, and that's how you get it. I know it's supposed to sound good, but it's just I don't know.
It's a little try-hardy.
It's very very try-hardy.
Yeah.
I'd much rather he was back with his like SG. Honestly, I think that was cooler. And then we get into solo land. It's like, and you got everybody handing him shit and just like use my thing. And
Yep.
I guess we should mention that he uses Mesa, but so do I. So fuck off. I love my Mesa. So
it sounds great.
Suck it.
I've always, just as another sideman listening to a lot of guitarists that I've worked with that use Mesa, I really like it.
Why, thank you. That is the correct answer.
Your tone is killer, by the way.
Why, thank you. I'll have to accept that compliment on behalf of my people. Thank you.
That's the nature of this show: is we make fun of other people's art and praise our own.
Okay, I am down with that.
That's right.
But we get to solo, man, and it's like they do every trick in the book to really lift up the tune. So that's good. They got all their like arranging and all their tricks and tips to be like, all right, here comes the roller coaster ride, and it's just like.
Right.
He's just disjointed and just like.
Yep, now right there. See the beginning, the end of I think it's the end of the first phrase of that guitar solo. He goes into this, like this little speed up thing he does where he plays faster than he can.
Yeah, he's just doing like the little pull up.
Yeah,
like a little cartoon noise.
Yeah.
Oh God! And it's like just practice a little, just a little, man.
To me, is a lot of the subtle things he's doing, even on this song, to me are like, all right, that works.
Those are notes.
Little question answer, little game he plays with.
Where? Yeah, go. No,
but I'm just saying that part really stuck out to me. The end of that little. It's too bad I didn't write down the actual time.
The timestamp. No, I know the lick you're talking about. Though.
It's before the our favorite part, what I call the whittly whittlies. It's not quite to there.
See, I do diddly diddly, but I like whittly
whittly
whittly whittly. Okay. Yeah. So right there.
Before that.
Right. Yeah. It's the one. Yeah. I know that one.
It again.
That's just a single pull off. That.
Anyway.
Right here, by the way, before going back for a second, where they go. So please, baby, try and use me for what I'm good for. Right. My favorite line in the song.
Okay.
So sexist. He does the thing where he parrots that line. He plays it with her.
I got it.
And I'm just like, fuck you, dude. I'm going to punch you in the mouth. That is so fucking annoying.
Right.
It's just stupid. It's like, I'm going to throw that here.
You're going to punch
that
Santana in the mouth.
I am. Right in his fucking mustache. We're gonna take a little left turn here. We're gonna go into the other segment. This song, the segment's called "This Song Fucking Jams: A Pleasant Alternative." All right,
a pleasant alternative to Game of Love.
The Game of Love. So this is the part of the show where we go, okay, we've told you a song. This song sucks. Don't listen to it. It's garbage. And we say, here's a song that's not garbage.
Okay,
go out, listen to the song, enjoy it. And here's it. So. I've asked Scott to think about a song. I put him on the spot to think of a song that you've been jamming on lately.
That I've been jamming on lately. Okay, so the first. So
you get one though.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a competitive option to Game of Love. As far as if you like that, maybe you'll like this. No. Okay,
it has to be something that makes you feel good.
Makes me feel good. Okay,
in the recent history.
Well, I almost feel like I'm cheating because this would be kind of my trump card that I'd pull out anyway, but I was listening to it recently, and As by Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with Stevie Wonder ever.
Yeah. Those, even if we were to try to point this, put this under a microscope like we're doing with this song, I think it, especially with this in our community, I suppose, of musicians or music enthusiasts. It really is an amazing. It is amazing on so many different levels, even just the lyrics. And I'm not even a lyric guy. I never really know the lyrics to a lot of songs that we get paid to do. I don't even know the
I don't
lyrics.
know any of the lyrics.
I don't even
to the
know the
songs.
lyrics that I'm singing. I just sing the vowels a lot of the time as a backup vocalist. But
I have no idea.
That song to me is it's one of those things that I think if aliens showed up and said, should we wipe out these humans, yes or no? What do they have to offer us? That's one of the pieces of art I wouldn't mind as an example to stop
saving
our demise. Yeah.
Save humanity based on that.
Maybe that will cancel out daytime TV.
Or Game of Love.
Or Game of Love. There you sure.
Yeah.
And that's just the lyrics I'm talking about. I could go into the the chords and all that stuff.
That's the thing with Stevie is that he's got it all, and that he's one of those artists where he rides that line of, a lot of what we've talking about, because we're musicians and we're musicians. So,
sure.
Sometimes we'll take a dump on stuff that's not really meant for us. That's meant for the casual listener.
There you go.
Stevie Wonder is adored equally by the casual listener.
Children.
Yeah. Because and by the musician, just because he writes stuff that just feels good, sounds good.
Right.
It's like there are things that can grab you without having to think about them or be aware of the complexity of something. But then there is the complexity. He's got the amazing players.
Right.
He doesn't need the amazing players. He can do it all himself.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's just unbelievable. He's that unbelievable and has the motion, has everything.
And that's why I believe Game of Love hurts so bad. Another reason is, and when you said he rides that fine line, I think is what you said, something like that.
Probably.
But of basically being, I guess, one of us as far as musician, and somebody that appreciates the even the outer boundaries of harmony and all this other stuff, and
the nuts and bolts,
and has that integrity. Well, Carlos Santana was kind of like that too, right? He's kind of like it's just a frustrating representative as far as Jeff, I hear you're a guitar player. You play the guitar? Oh, well, you must love Santana. Or are you, so I got these Santana tickets. I'm sure you want to go. Well, maybe, because the band is great and all that stuff. But
the band would be fun to watch.
It's, again, that perception versus reality of who's the best guitar player in the world. Well, a lot of people that would see a reader's poll proclaiming Carlos Santana, they go, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's popular.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
records. Your hero, right? And maybe he, in a lot of ways, like you said, I'm thinking of that Woodstock performance and all that.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, I was captivated by that.
That's
and honestly, if he sat down with his guitar right here, I'd still be in a lot of different. I'd still probably, I'd still like a lot of what I was hearing. But just just talking about there. Yeah, we're just talking about
maybe
this. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows?
But he's soulful. Yeah. Is he?
Soulful?
Is he?
Makes that face. Throws his head
makes
back.
a lot of faces. Or is he just lazy?
Yeah. Well, he really means it if you look at the vibrato.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I need to just.
Or is he incapable?
I'm forgetting about the title of this podcast. Let's just jump in. I don't like it, man. I don't like it at all. I think quick vibrato is. Quick vibrato for me is
especially out of tune vibrato.
Out of tune, quick vibrato is just sounds
angry mosquito.
I think of like a wet little chihuahua in the corner, just
it's like when a mosquito is buzzing around your head.
It sounds like you're just trying to do vibrato. That's one of the main things. Like, as a music teacher, right? I got plenty of students that happens all the time in the beginnings of their vibrato. The number one thing that sounds to me not quite right is it's too quick,
too fast.
It's too fast,
and it's out of tune.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you got?
Here's what I got. Tune I've been jamming on a lot lately. This song by Paramore, "Ain't It Fun."
Oh, wow.
And, you know, I heard it on New Year's when we were setting up. Our sound guy, Mark, has a Spotify playlist that he just plays, and it's got a bunch of just pop tunes and, you know, of varying quality, and he just kind of puts it on to get something in there and, you know, tune the PA and stuff. And it came on, and I'd heard it before, but didn't quite register it, and I was underneath the stage, like wiring up my cables, because that's something that I do. And I was like, nah, this song, it just has the fucking chorus that's just like, pop it. I love it. And it's got this great feel. It's got a swunk to it. So it's like, and that bass is doing that.
Oh, yeah, I got you. I like it already, and I can't even hear the song in my head.
It's slightly disco-ish, you know, and they do the kind of disco hi-hat in the chorus, and because it's got a little swing to it, it's got a lot of forward momentum. The melodies are all spot on. And one thing I think about Paramore, cool, I think she's great, but I always, whenever I listen to them, it sounds like the melodies are kind of forced. You know, it always sounds like they're notes that work, but don't have meaning.
Right, I got it.
You know, there's a lot of that in that band.
I know I really like that band. I remember a student bringing that in years ago when they first hit with that big song, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it now, but I remember it was way dropped. I remember as far as the tuning goes.
Because they're coming from that
and it
rock,
it was a catchy song, and it sounded great. I was very impressed by it. And also the musicianship. I thought the drummer's great.
Yeah, the players are good.
I'm just going off of what I recall, my first impression of that band.
Yeah, this one it's a slightly more pop thing than they normally do. In fact, you mistake it for a band that's less of a rock band and more of a, like, you know, a Katy Perry kind of thing.
Right.
Or whatever, just like straight up pop, but there's guitars, there's synth, there's real drums, you know? So it's kind of, again, riding this line where it's like, it's really catchy, really poppy, and the melodies are nailing, nice harmonies, nice vocal harmonies, great lyric stuff. You know, the lyric stuff, very straightforward. Yeah. You know, not
too abstract.
Not very abstract, not very metaphorical, but it tells a story. It's very clear. There's no garbage lyrics. It's like, you know, ain't it fun? It's about, you know, ain't it fun living in the real world? Hey, you've gone out on your own, right? And you realize that life is hard. You know, living at home or living in your little small town existence doesn't translate when you move into being a, you know, a
grown-up.
Bring a grown-up, going from being the big fish in the little pond to being the little fish in the big pond. How relatable is that?
Yeah, I like, you know? and I like that. The ain't it fun? Like just the title is
a little sarcastic.
A little sarcastic, yeah.
I like that. It's got the.
How about them apples?
Yeah, and it's got the line toward the end where it's like, "Ain't no crying to your mama because you're on your own." That's fun. That's fun. It's just like, fuck you, man. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
You know? Suck it up. So it's got all these elements
and
angles to it.
That's an empowering
song.
I like that.
It really is.
I need to go listen to it. I'm sure anybody that's listening to this is going to be wanting to listen to this right
in
now.
Fact, there is a Spotify playlist that says that's called "This Song Fucking Jams: Pleasant Alternative," and links to that will be on the Facebook page, facebook.com/TSFnS, right, and all the other places for The Song Fucking Sucks stuff. So you can find that playlist, and it will have both of our songs, and we'll also have, there's another playlist, just The Song Fucking Sucks official. That's gonna have Game of Love on it, and it's gonna have The Bad Company, Shooting Star. It's gonna have Crawling. It's gonna have With Arms Wide Open, and everything that comes up. We'll kind of add to it as the shows go on, and then plug stuff. Do you want to plug like any pages or?
Yeah, I have one. ScottClay.net.
All right. Yeah. So, is it you there? If you like the podcast, please remember to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Google Play, all those kinds of places. Again, Facebook.com/TSFnS. And then we've got our Spotify playlists. Anything from me you can find at JeffCallenbach.com, JeffKallenbach.com. And of course, Facebook.com/JeffCallenbachsmusic. My record, This Is Not Here, everywhere you can download music. On behalf of Scott Clay, Michelle Branch, and Santana, Don't let the man get you down.